It's okay if you were infatuated with her beauty, and all of those things, and you was like, I see something in her that I want to see in myself, so I'm getting sister locks. It is okay. Just be honest with yourself so that your expectations can flow accordingly. Welcome back to Locks in Life with Tamaria Loc'd. Today we are getting into honest discoveries from the beginning of my install all the way up until year 2 of my SisterLock journey. If you are new here and you're considering becoming a part of the Lock game, or you already a part of the Lock game, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It's just all one big family. Just go ahead and subscribe. And if you ain't new, then hey girl, welcome back. Let's just go ahead and jump right into this video. So oftentimes I find myself looking in the mirror and getting close to wanting to change my hairstyle. Some days I be feeling like my hair is just beautiful and it is just popping and can't nobody tell me nothing. And then other days I feel the complete opposite. Then I just have to look back on them days that I stayed up for nights and hours researching SisterLock, adding people on Facebook and Instagram and joining groups and doing all of this stuff in order to make sure that the decision that I was getting ready to make was for me. And it was for me. The journey and the process and the SisterLocks and the community and all of that, it's for me. But sometimes I just have to, you know, remember why I chose to get SisterLocks, because that why really helps me to get through the transitions that I'm going through within my journey. And sometimes the transitions that you're trying to get through in this journey don't necessarily have anything to do with your hair, is what I be finding out. Sometimes I just take life and I take some of the issues that I'm going through out on my outer appearance. So instead of just letting my outer self be what it is, I'll internalize it as, oh, if my hair was different, or if my hair was longer, or if my hair was red, then I wouldn't feel like this. Can't do that because it's 2021 and we're working on self-development and growth. So on them days that I be finding myself not into my hair, I have to just, you know, dig a little bit deeper and see what it is that I'm really not into, what it is that I really want to change, and what it is that I really need to do for myself in order to get out of that mental state. So yeah, what are some of the reasons that you got SisterLocks? Why did you choose this path? I chose this path for a number of different reasons, and I have a whole list of those reasons in a video that I've already recorded. Now, different women choose this path for different reasons, but what I will tell you is that if you're expecting your hair to be exactly like somebody else's, 9 out of 10 times that is not gonna happen. So you're gonna hear people tell you this, and you're gonna hear people say it all the time, but it is so true. Each journey is unique and different. Your journey is going to be tailored to you. How you treat yourself, how you treat your locks, that is all going to be up to you. Just keep in mind that each journey is similar, but it's very unique and it's very tailored to each person. We all have a different genetic makeup, so our hair might be similar in some ways, but ultimately our journey is going to just be what it is based on how we tailor ourselves and our hair throughout this journey, whether we spritz every night before we go to bed or whether we braid and band when we wash our hair. It is all going to be different for each and every person. Your hair is going to look like your own hair. It's not going to look like hers. It's not going to look like mine. It's just going to look like yours. Now you may see some similarities, but overall you are going to look like you with your SisterLocks. You ain't gonna look like nobody else, and you just have to like really keep that in mind. Really keep it in mind, because I feel like that's really important. Because I will say that I had a whole SisterLock crush list, and when I look at my crushes and when I look at me, I don't see any similarities to any of them when it comes to what my locks look like versus what their locks look like. I don't see a similarity, and I had about like at least 8 crushes, and none of them have the same locks as me. And that's okay, because they inspired me to go ahead and start this journey, and I am still going through the journey. I'm still waiting to see what my hair will look like when it is fully matured, and I'm still ready to see what my journey is going to be looking like when I'm like 6 years in, or maybe 4 years in, because you know, who knows? I'm still waiting to see what the journey provides for me. And I feel like a lot of the journey for me is about the commitment. Because, you know, the commitment is important. You can't start a whole journey that takes like 4 to 6 years to get to the end and then want to give up right smack dead in the middle. Okay, so I think there are some people who mature at about year 2 or 3, but for the most part it takes a long time for your sister locks to mature. So if you're expecting this to be like this 6 months to a year, you have perfect sister locks type of thing, then you just might be in for a rude awakening, because they don't typically work like that. You have to wait. It's a total process of your hair doing some stuff that you do not see it doing every single day, that it takes those years for you to actually see the change. It takes the years for you to see the change. It's not a daily change. It's not a monthly change. It's like a yearly change, which is why last year, I don't feel like, you know what I'm saying, what I could see with my eye wasn't really good enough to come and be reporting on. It wasn't. And plus I wasn't doing anything with my hair, and it was just a whole nother story that we'll have to get into later. But yeah, you have to be willing to put in the time and the commitment, because just like with your loose natural hair, this is also a commitment. You know, it takes time, it takes patience, it takes you sticking it out and pushing through. So whenever you feel annoyed with your hair, just tie your edges down, put it in a ponytail or a little style that makes you feel cute, so that you can stop tripping. Stop tripping on your hair and let it do what it needs to do. Okay, don't trip. Regroup. Okay, so don't trip, regroup just brings me on to my next tip, and that's to just stay positive. Stay positive. So I've been on this whole manifesting, creating my whole life thing, and I didn't really like take any type of, I wasn't really like doing any type of visualization for my sister locks, because like I said, I was crushing, and I was thinking that, okay, well, based upon my hair texture and what I want, that my hair is gonna look like one of my crushes, but it didn't. So I didn't really put a lot of thought into how I wanted my hair to come out mentally. But I feel like, sis, if you do that, like, you mentally see yourself with the locks that you want, see yourself having the locks that you want to have, see yourself having beautiful, healthy, strong locks, see yourself having them like each and every day. Like, see yourself having beautiful, strong, healthy locks, long locks, luscious locks, moisturized looking locks. Just see yourself having them already. And I feel like that's also going to help you out, just being positive about your experience. Because if you'll see in my own journey from install to year 1, baby, I was finding it very hard to trust the process. I was finding it hard to just let my hair be and do what it was gonna do. So I'm telling you this from experience and things that I wish I would have done a little bit differently within my year 1, and that was just trust the process. Just feel good about yourself and the decision that you made to get the locks, and I feel like it's gonna work out for you, girl. It's gonna work out for you. So one of the things that I thought I was prepared for, but I wasn't really prepared for, is all of the money that you spend on SisterLocks. Yeah, coming up with your money for your install, that's nothing. But then, girl, life will happen. And even though life is happening, your locks are still gonna need monthly maintenance. They're still gonna need monthly maintenance. And if you are short a month or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5, you might find yourself in a dilemma with your sister locks, because what's going to happen is your hair is going to grow at the roots very, very fast, and then the ends of your locks, you know, they already probably thick or whatever the case may be, depending on what stage you're at in the lock journey, and it's just going to be a whole mess from the root all the way up until, you know, the bottom part of your lock. So that's why they say you need to get monthly maintenance. Some people can push it with bi-monthly or about 8 weeks, but in order for you to get the best results for your lock, the best ones, it's most likely going to be in your benefit to go ahead and get a monthly retie. Get a monthly retie from somebody that is going to take care of your hair, is going to do the same process to your hair all the time. Because with me, I was going back and forth between letting someone else do it and then me doing it, and then waiting 3 months to do it, and then letting someone else do it and then waiting 4 months to do it. And so I feel like because I did that, I feel like I've stunted some of the progress that I could have had on my sister lock journey. Not saying that my locks don't look nice, but I feel like they could look a lot nicer hadn't I skipped all those maintenance months. Had I gave, you know, my hair the opportunity to be maintained properly, it could be different. It could be a lot different. So be prepared to spend some coins on getting your sister locks maintained every month. Or if you don't want to be prepared to spend the coins, then that just moves me on to the next one. You're going to have to spend some time on maintaining your sister locks, because that takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of time, and it takes a whole lot of patience. And I don't know, you may be like a little hair guru out here or something, and you might just know how to do hair perfectly fine. And if that's you, sis, do you. But if you're not, then I'm sorry. You can do it. It's just gonna take some practice. It's gonna take some practice. You could do it. But yeah, with me, I was like, okay, I was working when I got my sister locks installed, but then I had an unexpected pregnancy, and I didn't know that within my pregnancy I was going to stop working. So when I stopped working, I thought my husband was going to, you know, take over my maintenance fees, and he did too. And then after that, he was like, this is not what I thought. So I was like, okay, well, I'm not working, but yet I'm in the house with your kids and you can't get my sister locks done, whatever. Don't worry. So I started doing it myself, and then at some point I started, you know, doing whatever I had to do to make some cash to go and get it done, because you don't always want to do your hair yourself. So just be prepared. When they say it's an investment, they say that because, not because you would lose money, but I feel like you would lose, I'm not gonna say value in your hair if you don't maintain it, but you would lose the opportunity to get the overall look and aesthetics that you want by skipping out on your maintenance. That's what I would say. So I would say on the coin parts, I was pretty good. Like, I started feeling bad because my loctician would spend double the hours on my hair, but she would only charge me like half the price. Like, I got lucky. When I tell you I found a unicorn for a loctician, a SisterLock loctician. Not only that, she was cool. Like, me and her vibe, she was a whole vibe. She was so chill, she was so relaxed, non-judgmental about you and what you got going on in your life. When I tell you that she was a unicorn, she really was. So if you are in Colorado and you're looking for a loctician, girl, DM me on Instagram and I'll put you on. I'll put you on. So about the spending the coins and spending the time, the last thing that I want to go ahead and tie together with that is that it's going to be more coins if you get really, really tiny locks and your loctician does have to work extra on your hair. You might not get a unicorn like me. She might want all her money, and she might want it before you even come. So just think about that before you sit down and be like, I want 1,000 sister locks in my head. I want 1,000 on this side and 1,000 on that side. Just think about that maintenance. I'm telling you, that's probably the most of an issue that I've had with my sister lock journey, is just maintenance. That right there, maintenance. That's it. And of course, going on to the next one, I did believe that my hair was just gonna grow so fast, and I feel like it has grown. It just doesn't look like it's grown as fast as I wanted it to. being that all of year 1, even up until you know, within this year, you'll see a vlog that I did where I took a shower. I got out of the shower and my hair was drenched because that's what I was doing for an entire year. I would take a shower and I would saturate my hair with water, fam. Like, it's dripping. Drip, drip, drippity drop. I'm talking about from the roots to the ends, just saturated. And I'm like, oh, my hair looks all good. It's all elongated and blah, blah, blah. And then it would dry up and then it would shrivel. I'm talking about it would shrivel, like it would really shrink and tighten up. That's just like how my, but yeah, that caused me to have a lot of shrinkage. And I feel like overall I could have seen so much more growth in my hair had I just, you know, did a little spritz here and there and kept my hair as stretched out instead of putting it in that process of elongating and shrinking, elongating and shrinking, elongating with the water and then shrinking when it air dried. So I did that for a whole year. I did that for the whole year. It never clicked in my mind that what I was doing wasn't helping me with my growth. I was thinking more along the lines that if I moisturize my hair frequently, then it would grow faster. I didn't listen. I was hard-headed. So now, you know, it is what it is. I'm moving forward within my lock journey and I am spritzing. That is it. That is all. I'm back to wearing a shower cap. I gotta get me some more shower caps because I got them little cheap ones that are from Walmart that comes with like 20 of them in there, and you know, just don't be fitting all of my hair all of the time. But as much as I don't like wearing no shower cap in the shower, that is what we are doing for the rest of the lock journey, or until my hair gets long enough to where I don't care. But yes, that's what we are doing. We are not oversaturating the locks. If you think you want to go ahead and oversaturate your lock, don't do it. It's not going to be worth it. Don't put all that water in your hair, sis, because either your hair is going to slip out or you're just going to be preventing your hair from growing as fast as it could because your hair is already stretched out, being that it's interlocked. So if you keep putting the water in your hair, because what happens to our hair when we put water in it, whether we are relaxed, a loose natural, a lock natural in transition, what happens? You don't want to go out in the rain or go swimming when you have relaxed hair, because why? What happens? When you get your hair wet, what is it gonna do? It's gonna shrink up. When you a loose natural and you get your hair wet and then it dry up, what it do? It shrink. So the same thing is gonna happen when you a locked natural. You're gonna wet it, it's gonna elongate, but when it dries, it's gonna shrink. So don't say I didn't tell you, because I'm sitting here and I'm telling you that I've made that mistake for a year. It wasn't worth it. Just get you some rose water, some distilled water. I'm about to start using some distilled water in my hair and be all like, with the distilled water, I'm about to start using that. Just get you, you know, a good little water and just spritz it with your continuous spray bottle. Just, and that's it. That is all. No more than that, okay? So I'm giving you all these tips, but one of the most important things is just to not compare your journey to nobody else's. Like I said already, it's going to be an individual process for each and every person. So just go ahead and take what's going on with your hair as what is supposed to be going on with your hair. Don't let what somebody else has going on with their hair make you think like what your hair is going through isn't right. Just let your hair do what your hair needs to do, as long as you are not drenching it with water, putting in a whole bunch of products or anything like that. You're gonna be good. Just let your hair do what it needs to do, okay? It don't matter if y'all got y'all hair installed on the same day by the same loctician. Don't matter if y'all got the same lock anniversary and y'all is lock sisters and lock twins. It don't matter. Don't compare your locks. Don't compare your journey to anybody else. You just never know what's gonna happen. So do not compare your journey. Just don't do it. It's not even worth it. Don't compare your sister lock journey, and don't compare your life to other people and what they got going on, girl, because it will cause you issues and unwanted stress. And we're not doing unnecessarily self-inflicted issues and stress over here. Not over here. We're not doing that. I know it's easier said than done, because we all find ourselves in that moment, in that stage, to where we kind of comparing. We are kind of comparing a little bit, and we wondering, but you just gotta snap out of that. You can't let that be a continuous mental process that you go to or go through, where you're always comparing your locks. Don't do it. Okay, girls, so that is pretty much it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, be sure to go ahead and give this video a big thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button if you have not already done that, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.